So we're off forest bathing. Yes, forest bathing. Not quite sure what it is. Danny thought we were getting naked in woods, but we're not. I hope not, but we shall find out.
So you can see, I am so looking forward to this forest bathing. I was a bit concerned that if I was getting naked in the woods, I might lose my manhood with it being this cold. It might have been like a turtle and shrunk and gone away. I might not have been able to find it. So, but luckily I don't think we are going to be naked in the woods.
But it's supposed to be good for your well-being. It's supposed to be all about mindfulness, but not mindfulness because it's more you're appreciating nature and you're doing some yoga moves and meditation and all that.
Yoga moves?
Yeah.
Babe, have you seen me?
Yeah, you've been doing your aqua yoga.
In water? Not in woods, love.
Well, we'll see. A bit of floss might do you good. Be like...
Yeah, but...
Like body popping.
Body popping? Me will be popping walking through woods. All that woods, I'll be body popping, I'll be doing.
But also, I found out that we might even get to have a go at some archery because they also do archery in woods. Oh, we'll be like Robin Hood and Maid Marian.
Yeah, and I'll be like the fat pig running through woods with apple in gob. While you lot are shooting arrows at him. Get the porky!
Well, do you know what? I don't know if this forest bathing is good for your well-being or not, but I know seeing Danny in woods early on the morning trying to do yoga, that'll be good for my well-being.
It's going to be good for you, love. Don't mind, I've just had to take some ibuprofen, some cocodamol, some morphine. I'm getting drugged up, getting me joints supple. I've had some, what are they, Actimels?
Yeah. Getting your send revved up.
And some fruits.
Fruits?
Ah, you know what kids have there.
Yeah. Did you have some fruits?
No, I didn't have none of that other gear either, but I just said it, but I could have some fruits now.
Yeah, a bit of protein.
No, it's just to get me giddy. So I'm thinking to myself, why the heck am I getting up at crack of dawn? You've got me a Valentine's Day gift. Do you know what, guys? I'm starting to see a theme here. I am starting to see a theme, so let's get this going now, right? So for Valentine's, she gets me a bloody forest bathing, whatever the heck it is, with yoga and meditation and whatever. For Christmas, I got ironing board. I'm starting to see a theme here. It's all stuff that you need in your life. Never mind what I need. You know,
it's about when two become one, Danny.
Yeah, I'd have much like gone, oh, tell you what, let's go get a big bag of sweets and a big jug of pop and go watch a nice film, chill out at cinema, feet up, go for a nice meal afterwards or beforehand, relax. Oh no, I'm up at crack of dawn, running around woods like a fat fryer.
Well, who knows what'll happen, but let's go. So we've arrived at Hawken Heath. Yeah. Are you ready for a bit of forest bathing?
I'm looking forward to it, yeah. I've just been speaking to a fella who's telling me a little bit about it, and I think you had me on what it was all about. I'm thinking I'm going to be doing yoga in woods here. It sounds like it's going to be quite interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
I think you'll actually be quite good because it's about being slow in part of woods. Yeah. You're quite good at being slow.
I'm interested in getting back in touch with nature, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
Because I was just saying, when I was a kid, I was out playing all the time, living in barns, and there were loads of woodland, there were old pits, there were old railway lines, and that's where we were. We were just out there playing. I'd get up on a Saturday morning, grab my breakfast, put a salad cream sandwich in a bag, and I'd be off, and I'd get back at 9 o'clock at night, and we'd just be out in woods making dens. We'd be down at river, we'd be trying to do fishing with a little stick, never catch out, you know. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. And as Robert was saying, everyone needs to live near good quality green spaces, but the one near us was the graveyard, so we did similar to you, but we had to play in the graveyard.
Yeah, I don't think we're doing that today.
So this is a bit more therapeutic, yeah. So let's go. Yeah.
And the fact that it's been here, untouched as a forest for thousands of years.
Yeah.
It's good, it's interesting.
Look at you, David Attenborough.
Oh,
you're out. You're out. Yeah, you're all right. It's me with all the microphone and camera.
I got all the info while you were in the toilet.
I didn't even need to wild wee. So we're just reminiscing in woods, because whilst there is some beautiful woodland and countryside in Sheffield, we lived in Pitsmore, so we played in graveyard, and it was old gravestones. It wasn't like new people being buried, but we even used to play musical gravestones. We'd go hiding in the woods. We did all sorts. So nice how it brings back lots of memories. And this woodland actually reminds me near to where my parents now live, at the other side of the city, as there's some beautiful woodland over Never Edge Way in Sheffield.
falling out at the
So
bottom?
that's the
No,
heartwood.
you might think
Or is there something in
that
there?
it makes it unsafe, but actually it doesn't. It's what they do as they get older. They lose the wood in the middle, and they're then actually more flexible. So it's a really good thing. But I love, like, you know, coming. So this is what it's all about, which is this seeing, taking in with. Now I'm big on scent. I love the smell of things, and I can't help. You know, it's always like, you know, essential oils or perfumes, or I love the different bath oils, and I love the scent of things. We're in like August, yeah.
Have a sniff of sap.
Oh, hey,
Yeah,
Is it nice?
oh, I tell you,
yeah.
it's not something I would usually do.
So apparently all essential oils come from this sap, which smells lovely on the tree if you have a little sniff. And then that at the bottom comes from the heart of the tree. What is it called
The
again?
heartwood.
It is the heartwood.
Yeah. What you'll notice, particularly with all the leaves, when you've got all the leaves in here in the summer, is how little noise you get from the road. So you sudden change in atmosphere. So this is suddenly is a much quieter space to be in.
I just took 5 minutes and just didn't say a word and just looked around. And if I'm honest, I feel revitalised in a way. I feel fresh. I can hear a lot more now than I did when I first walked in, and I can pay attention to things. I can just see another squirrel now bobbing across there through the trees, which I would have usually not seen because I'd have just been walking past. And it's just great to see nature at its best, things running about, listening, smelling, looking at the trees. Actually looking at these trees and thinking, how old are these? Paying a bit of attention.
It has made me realise as well, because even when I come out into countryside with my stepdad, I just we're on challenges and walks and getting over scrambling edges and getting
right
up
there,
to top.
There's a squirrel and you can hardly see it because it's camouflaged, but I can see movement and I saw it get there and I don't know what it is.
So whenever we're forest bathing, we encourage people to do when you're breathing in the forest air, but to do it in a particular way, which we call breathing consciously. We encourage people to think in terms of whenever they are forest bathing, they try to breathe consciously the whole time. And what I mean by that is we gently close our mouths and we breathe gently in and out through our nose, and we never try to mouth breathe, and everything is about being gentle and slow in our own pace. So we just close our mouths gently and we breathe in through our nose. We can then feel that our whole lungs expand as fully as we're comfortable. Gently fill, and then when we feel they're as full as they can be, as full as we're comfortable them being, we then gently exhale through the nose. So it's slowing our breathing down. It's making it entirely through the nose, in and out. And it's also using as much as is possible, encouraging you to use as much of your lungs as possible. When we get stressed, two big sort of things happen. We tend to breathe much more shallowly, and then we tend to breathe through our mouths. And so if we breathe through our nose, fully and completely in, and then fully and completely out, gently, slowly, our own pace, and bringing that sort of awareness to that breath, it triggers your body and it triggers your mind. It's time to just calm.
Yeah, because that's what we do in yoga. It's through the nose and out, in through the nose and out through the nose.
Yeah, in and out, and that's what yoga is. Yoga's really good at teaching you how the breath is so important within movement. But you can actually breathe consciously all the time. Wim Hof, and he has the Wim Hof method, and it is a book I would recommend you people reading. Is the Wim Hof? It's really accessible. And he talks about 3 pillars, and one of them is breathing and the use of breath and the impact that has. And we talk about conscious breathing, and he uses a type of conscious breathing, and it does fire up heat, and he can move heat around his body and all sorts of things. Now, he then does talk about cold and the use of cold, because I think it does help us to regulate our body temperature over time. And he then talks about mindset. And so these are his three big pillars, and I think it's important for people to at least reflect on and be aware of them. And I think the breath works really well. In terms of the cold, when you actually get away from he's not talking about ice baths. He's not talking about you've got to go cold water swimming. He actually talks about incorporating a very short time period of using cold in your showers. So you're nice and safe at home. You just use cold water in your shower for just a short time. He recommends starting just 15 seconds. And it does give you a bit of a shock. But then obviously you're in your lovely house and you can have a cup of coffee. You recover really quickly, but that's that training really, which you get with yoga, this idea you can get into a position and you stretch and you feel pain, but if you breathe, you slowly stretch your muscles, and that's what yoga does over time. So you push your muscles a bit, or in exercise, if you go running, you push yourself. So it does cause stress, but you can recover because you're just doing it for a short time and you allow yourself recovery. So you don't need to go to the Arctic and sit in the really ice cold water.
What is the benefit of having that 15-second cold shower water?
Yeah, in his book, he's studied this for years, is that it boosts your immune system,
Right.
and it boosts your nervous system, and it helps you to regulate body temperature.
So is that because you
over
get
time.
that initial shock of
The shock and then
coldness?
recover, and and you go, and it is horrible. I mean,
Well,
I'm
I've
not
done
a
it many
fan.
times.
I don't go, I can't wait for a cold, but
Yeah.
it's not a cold shower. That's the other
See, the thing
thing.
is, this is
he
where-
incorporates a small amount of cold water within your hot shower. So you just start with 15 seconds. You might find you can then go for 30, and then after a number of months you might then find you can go for like a minute or so. They're not actually touching. We talk about how trees socially distance because if you look at them all, they're growing up, and then there's all those like thousands of little tiny little twigs and branches which you can't see in the summer, because spring and summer, because of the leaves. But you look at them all, and then you suddenly none of the trees are actually touching, so they can wave like that, but the one tree isn't hitting the other.
Yeah. Well, it's
So
like our
it's
mate
extraordinary.
John, the weatherman, always says, "Look up, it's free."
Yeah, look up, it's free.
He does. He's like, because obviously he's into weather and that.
Yeah. But you can see about how the sky, and then looking at the sky through the branches.
Yeah.
You are really mindful in that space, and you know that space. It's near to where you live, it's near to where you work. You can go there as often as possible. You will get rid of, you will wash out, you will remove the adrenaline, noradrenaline, cortisol, the stress hormones from your blood. And that will have obviously a big impact for mental health. And in particular, it can reduce depression and anxiety.
So we're going to lie down in the woods. This little patch apparently is a nice place to do it and just be part of the nature and the natural framework. Have you ever laid down in woods before, Dan? I didn't really like that. So Dan, you're forest bathing.
Yeah. I'm going to lie down in woods. Let's get my trousers up.
Get your knacker cracker away.
Lie down, relax. Get down with nature.
And then what do you do when you're lying down?
Oh.
You just...
Well, the first thing is that obviously now that you've laid down, if you just try and lie down, if you want to have your hands in contact with the ground, or just put them nice and comfortable, just make sure you're really comfortable and you're breathing consciously. So gently in through your nose. And you make sure you get yourself nice and comfy, and still and calm. And if you just breathe in gently through your nose, as you feel your lungs, you can feel them swell. Once you feel that they're as comfortably full, you then release and exhale through the nose. So breathe in gently and exhale gently. Have your eyes open or closed, or just look up. Just breathe in gently and out gently. And obviously each time you're breathing in the forest air full of phytoncides, cleansing you, healing you. Bring it in through the nose, filling your lungs, and then feel as if that clean, fresh forest air is circulating through your body, down to your fingertips, and down through to the tips of your toes. As you breathe in, you feel your whole body full of the forest air. And as you breathe out, you feel your whole air just circulate out, up through the lungs and out through the nose.
So Dan, how did you find laying in wood, meditating?
Oh, my head don't look too good, but
You look quite comfy there.
yeah, I am quite comfy. That's the thing. I'm laying on the floor, which I probably never do.
Head looks like it's gonna
Breathing in, it's the breathing in and out my nose. There's a bird's nest up there just wobbling around in trees. I look like I could do with a pillow to sit up, but I'm quite comfortable like that, to be fair.
It is. It's amazing how relaxing. I've done a bit of like grounding, just your feet on the floor, barefooted. But actually your whole body laying down and having a beautiful meditation by Robert as well. Going through all your stresses from your head, from your toes to your head. It is quite amazing.
You know what I found?
What?
Like when I have my hands up here, it's cold, but when I put my hands down on the floor, it feels warm.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Like
At one with nature.
It feels warm on the floor, like with the hands
sun.
Yeah.
Ah, the
And
floor
then just
absorbs the
slowly
sun.
releases it.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
also you're grounding yourself directly with the skin, being in contact with the ground. In Japan, they have Shinrin-yoku forests, and I think they have about 70 of them now. And when you go, there's a car park, and there'll be like a building, and in there'll be medical stuff. So you can go in and be tested for your blood pressure and see what your blood sugars are like, and you could be checked and have a whole range of different medical checks. And then you can go and do forest bathing for a couple of hours on your own or with a group, with a guide. And then they will run the checks again, and then you can see the benefits that are actually happening to you. And it'd be wonderful if we could start having those kind of systems in this country. So if you do then go and do 2 hours, you can see the benefit, what natural killer cells, your NK cells, how they've been boosted, what's happened to your blood pressure, what's happened to your blood sugars. And so the direct benefits will become more visible to you.
And like you say, it calms what needs to be calmed and it strengthens what needs to be strengthened.
Yeah, which I think is a beautiful way of putting it, and it shows the individualness of it. So what happens to you is what you need. So yes, it will calm what needs to be calmed, and it strengthens what needs to be strengthened.